Minister Corey Lane. And from the welcome, and that the decision of the judges, and that decision is final. Put your hands together to welcome Risian Alexander of Queen's College. Any longer, but just to mention that this is a really tough competition in terms of preparation, the hours that you spend in getting it all ready so that you can make a very dynamic presentation, as we saw from the participants here today. So I wouldn't keep you any longer, but just to say that we need to thank the Corporators General. Ladies and gentlemen, placing first by the decision of the judges, and that decision is final. Put your hands together to welcome Risian Alexander of Queen's College. Have some special presentations for our judges. That right.
Photo with photo with them together. No, they're coming around. I gonna let them come off until you set down a minute. Come, let them get them together, and then we would yeah. Good. So all the winners, you want to get a picture with the minister as well as the CEO. So y'all need to come.
Morning. Poshki, and Duke, produced in Sunderland in northeast London. Yes, please. You could punch me up, please. Nadia still talking about the fact that I call she ghetto.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Friday, November 24th. Good morning. Good to have you with us on this fantastic day for another presentation of Morning Barbados. Now, you know what yesterday was, of course, Thanksgiving. That means today has been labeled Black Friday. And usually this day is one of the biggest days for e-commerce, for people shopping online. So we suspect you're going to get in a little bit of that for today. Black Friday has always been the epitome of American consumerism, but it didn't start out that way. These days, it's all about shopping, where retailers make huge cuts in their prices and open their doors at extremely early hours for those who love to camp outside. People lining up to be the first is the whole idea behind Black Friday. So let's learn more about it. Now, since it takes place the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday has been one of the busiest and most hectic shopping days of the year. The term Black Friday did not originate as a term for shopping, but rather a financial crisis, according to History.com. In 1869, the U.S. gold market crashed, causing chaos for the Wall Street financiers. By the time the 1980s rolled around, retailers reformed the term into a positive one, and most people saw this as an opportunity to create profit. So I know some companies are offering upwards of 70% off today. So if you can, get online or do whatever you must to capitalize on that. We're going to jump right into today's show, starting by telling you all about the Connected Caribbean Summit. It is taking place the 5th to the 6th of December in Miami. And we have joining us Junior McIntyre, Chief Program Officer with the Caribbean Agency for Justice Solutions, as well as Theo Jones, Director of Legal Services, Caribbean Agency for Justice Solutions, rather. And they're joining us this morning to talk to us all about this conference. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mrs. Hines, and good morning to our general viewers.
Wonderful to have you gentlemen with us. First of all, I'll start with you, Mr. McIntyre. What is the Connected Caribbean Summit? Tell us what it's all about.
Yes, so the Connected Caribbean Summit is really a special two-day gathering. The event is organized by the Caribbean Agency for Justice Solutions, the Caribbean Chambers of Commerce, as well as the American Registry for Internet Numbers. So essentially, the summit seeks to gather special representatives and professionals, practitioners across three key sectors: the justice sector, the business sector, as well as the public or government sector. So, as you said, Ms. Hines, that the summit will be held on Tuesday, the 5th of December, and Wednesday, the 6th of December, at the Blue Lagoon Conference Center in Miami, Florida. Now, important to note that after the summit, on Thursday, the 5th of December, there will be a special half-day trade facilitation workshop, which will be hosted by the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce. This workshop will conclude with a site visit to the world-class Port Miami, and of course, that workshop will be free to all summit attendees.
All right, wonderful. Comprehensive overview of what it is and what we can expect. Mr. Jones, talk to us about the agenda for this 2 days and who are some of the people who will be headlining on those days.
Sure. Thanks, Ms. Hines. So we have a jam-packed agenda. In terms of the headline keynote speakers, we will have the Honorable Philip Davis, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, joining us and sharing some key insights, in addition to Dr. Judicus Jules, the Director General of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS. And that will be part of the day one plenary session, where we'll have both those two speakers and also 3 roundtable discussions on several relevant topics for Caribbean development, around business, around technology, and other important matters that are key for the Caribbean at this stage. And then on day 2, we will have 3 specialized forums, 3 specialized roundtable discussions, one for the justice sector, one for business, and one for government and policymakers to join together in their respective groups to share key insights on the areas that are relevant for Caribbean development. As mentioned, we'll be touching on areas in technology, dealing with things like the rise of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity threats, and what is really necessary to promote sustainable economic development for our region.
Oh, that's a great deal. That's a whole lot to pack into 2 days. But I'm
Indeed.
absolutely sure that you can get through it. I'm going to come back to you, Mr. McIntyre. I know you mentioned a few of the key stakeholders that you'll be targeting, but let's delve into that a little bit more and talk about the people whom you want to come to this conference and how they will be able to make that possible.
Okay, great. Excellent question. So, essentially, we are targeting representatives and attendees from across the entire Caribbean and the diaspora as well to discuss our technical future, or we call our technological future in the Caribbean, and essentially to collaborate around strategies and accelerate what we call a transformative development in the region. So the audience really will be focused on government officials, policymakers from Caribbean nations, of course, leaders and representatives from the technology sector itself. There will be a key focus on legal and judicial and justice professionals as well, business leaders, entrepreneurs, investors with interest in Caribbean development, as well as representatives from what we call international organizations or international agencies, of course, academia, researchers, thought leaders, and of course, we are mindful of the NGOs and the civil society groups among us. We also are going to be targeting those groups to be specific.
Well, that's a great deal. And I dare say that you have given yourself a big objective. One which I read is of uniting from technology and justice and business to public sectors, all in aim of devising strategies for expediting transformative action for Caribbean development. Mr. Jones, can you tell us what are some of the things that are top of the table? I heard you talking about AI, of course. That, of course, is the buzzword in terms of what's happening with technology now. But given our region and where we are, what are some of the key and pressing things that you're going to look to work through in these 2 days? I mean, it's limited to 48 hours, and I would imagine you're connecting because that's just the beginning. You'll move forward after. But what are some of the key things you're working to get through on these 2 initial days?
Right. So, as mentioned, yes, as you mentioned, we're dealing with relevant topics like AI, the rise of artificial intelligence, and what that will mean for the future of the Caribbean in terms of being a relevant player in that space. Even though we tend not to think about the region as participating or having a role to play in these areas of high technology issue areas of like cybersecurity and digital innovation, we believe that there can be no a serious consideration of the transformation of the region and it being a relevant player globally unless these topics are canvassed. I should also say as well that part of this summit's remit is to really bring together a multi-sectoral group of persons to foster collaboration, to harness actionable insights, and to really explore how technology can be a catalyst for transformation. And so we're not just talking about these topics in a vacuum, but what we want to do is to gather persons from various backgrounds who can really speak into and help to chart a path forward for the region to become a serious player. We recognize, for example, that no region, no society can really pursue its economic goals without a serious discussion of how it can engage in the way the global economy is going, and that is largely technological. So.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Just a little anecdotal information. A friend recently shared with me that not even the people who are kind of begging on the street in some European countries are asking for money anymore because they're moving away from cash. So they have the little cash apps and they display their phone numbers and you transfer the money, So, concepts like that are so foreign to us in the Caribbean. It's important that we truly are in line. But when I think about this conference and then of the company that is kind of leading the charge, it begs the question, who are you and what do you do? So, Mr. McIntyre, tell us a little bit about the Caribbean Agency for Justice Solutions and share what you do exactly.
Okay, great. So the Caribbean Agency for Justice Solution is a non-profit regional development agency established by the Caribbean or the Court of Justice in 2016 to provide a dedicated technology-enabled solutions, essentially aimed at modernizing delivery of justice throughout the Caribbean. We are headquartered in Barbados, but our personnel work remotely in Trinidad, Belize, Antigua, throughout the Caribbean. The agency essentially has pioneered a range of innovative transformational solutions, and offering a range of solutions for the judiciaries, the attorney generals, industrial tribunals, bar associations, legal aid clinics. So really, a really diverse organization, offering really offerings are geared to enhance efficiency, productivity, and cost savings, and the speed of the service of delivery of service across the region, across multiple sectors. So our solutions are aimed at increasing justice for all, by all, and of course, our solutions have been implemented in courts, tribunals in the Cayman Islands, the Bahamas, Barbados, Turks and Caicos. These solutions essentially continue to evolve with advances in technology, as Mr. Jones indicated. And of course, our technology is really adaptive to the changing needs and the evolving needs of the judiciaries and the legal sector that we serve. So we have recently launched two innovative, what we call groundbreaking products in artificial intelligence. ADA, or we refer to as Adaptive Information Discovery Assistant, where we developed ADA to provide judiciaries and legal researchers with innovative AI-based tools for enabling what we call legal research. So ADA is being piloted in the Caribbean Court of Justice as we speak. And we also have Judy, which is our judicial user directed insights. Judy is an innovative artificial intelligence tool designed to automate core tribunal functions, and Judy is being piloted in the Bahamas Industrial Tribunal.
Well, what wonderful developments you've shared with us. And it's great to see that our final appellate court, we've done more than just bring it home, but we certainly are seeing offshoots of what's happening with the court in action to help our Caribbean be even better. Talk to us, Mr. Jones, about what it will cost to be able to attend this summit and a little bit about the registration process.
Sure. So the summit has a registration fee of US $625, and that includes everything necessary. So that includes lunch, that includes all summit materials. As Mr. McIntyre would have mentioned outset, is being held in Miami, Florida at the Hilton Blue Lagoon Conference Center, an excellent venue near to the international airport there. And in terms of registration, interested persons should certainly visit summit.connectedcaribbean.org. Again, that's summit.connectedcaribbean.org. There you'll find all information about the summit in addition to the registration fields, the registration form. And so you can go there, you can find the agenda, you can pay the cost, and we look forward to having as many interested professionals and others who need to be there in Miami.
Well, this is the right time to get started on your registration because it comes off December 5th and 6th. So that's just around the corner. Messrs. Junior McIntyre and Theo Jones, I want to thank you so much for sharing with us this morning on the Connected Caribbean Summit 2023, unique and pivotal, a meeting point for uniting the technology, justice, business, and public sectors to explore and devise strategies for expediting transformative action for Caribbean development. Make sure you save that date and go online and sign up today. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you very much for having us.
We're going to take a break here on Morning Barbados. When we come back, we're talking NIFCA 50.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so welcome back to Morning Barbados. 12 minutes to go now before the 7 o'clock hour. I'm so happy to have Rodney Eiffel, Cultural Officer for the Visual Arts with the NCF, in studio. Welcome, Rodney.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
so
you,
accustomed
Tisha.
to seeing you on the screen and
It's
through
true.
COVID. It's wonderful to have you back in
Yeah,
studio.
it's wonderful to be in your presence here today.
And
as
most
well.
certainly on this, celebrating this 50th year.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so talk to us. We are talking today about all that will be happening as you celebrate the 50th year. The theme, 50 Years of Excellence Remembered, celebrating our NIFCA icons, the Golden Seven.
That's right.
Tell us more.
7 is a perfect number. So we're off to a good start. I would just take the quick opportunity to also congratulate CBC, your staff, management on the 60th anniversary as well.
Thank you so much.
We're celebrating some benchmarks there. But in terms of our NIFCA, we have wonderful mural projects taking place within our schools, 7 schools for that matter. And these were where our icons that were chosen had some association with these educational institutions. And I would mention them. For example, we have the artists. We've been given a challenge to the artists through our Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Carol Roberts, A.M. Roberts, and our staff. We like to push the boundaries. So we have reached out to some artists to challenge them to create 7 diverse murals based on their various skill sets. So for example, we have Miss Gloria Chow working along with Mr. Walter Bailey at the Combermere School to produce a mural in ceramic and mosaics representing Mr. James Millington. And he was known for his music in that institution. We have Emerson Ben. He's working on Pierce Tapping, and that's a photographer, outstanding photographer that we had here. And that's going to take place at the Blackman and Gollop School. And they're all working towards these goals as we speak. And he's working with the craft of wrought iron and metal. Ras Island Skeet, he's working on Mr. Erskine Calendar. You would have known him from CBC experience in film, and he's working at the St. Leonard's Boys School in Driftwood and Wood. Of course, combined with other mediums as well, but these are the primary mediums that we would have challenged him to work in. Irene Banfield, she's off and right on her way working on Enid Maxwell with the culinary arts lady, and she's at Grantley Adams School, and she's doing an assortment of plastics, foam, etc. And Mr. Ricardo Skeet, he's working at the George Lamin School, and George Lamin Primary School, and he was known as an outstanding literary arts prose fiction writer, and he's working in mixed mediums such as stones, wood, metal, etc. Jacqueline Ford is working with Mr. Bruce St. John, also known for his theatre and speech at the St. Giles Boys School, and working with the mediums of glass and stones. And Yvonne McDonald, our youngest artist, working on Madam Eiffel, and he's working at the Milton Lynch School and working with all things as fabric. So we have some very challenging materials to work with. We have to look at the conservation aspects in terms of how we will implement all of them and preserve them in our environment and weathering. But it is a really good challenge to start off with in terms of doing diverse murals that would seek to have a heritage component and a legacy that our children in the educational institutions, the parents, the teachers can create themes and do educational aspects and projects with.
Absolutely. I'm so intrigued by how you've been able to spread this all across the island.
Yes.
Talk to me about how you determined the environmental material that would be assigned to each school and how it would suit the particular icon. Was there any rhyme or reason to this, or did you determine these are the people we're going to use and then I would imagine determine the spaces? Are there linkages?
There always is. For example, starting with the first link, some of the persons actually were tied to the alma mater. For example, Ras Island was an old St. Leonard's boy, for example. So it would have been good for him to go back, and it created real nostalgia when we walked through those gates. The staff and the principals, we want to thank all of them, and the Ministry of Education as well. They are very warm. They welcomed us very well to do our site visits and to look around. So we had a very good reception into the schools. And for example, we have Irene Banfield. In the 1980s, she taught at Grantley Adams for a number of years. So it's like going back home for her and the staff there to see them work when we do our site visits. They're so warm and bonding like a family, So it's really like, for example, those things. And then also the choices of materials and the way that each artist works, because each of these artists specialize in a particular genre of materials. So we thought it best that it would be good to peer them in an institution that, you know, would best manifest it. So it was quite well thought through in terms of the association with the particular artist, and also the association with the schools or any connectivity they would have had in terms of the institutions as well.
And don't stop short now. I mean, you've also incorporated the various disciplines that appear within the entire NIFCA sphere as well.
Yes.
So representative of film and dance.
Indeed.
And
based
all
on
of
the
those
icons
other-
experience,
yeah.
yes, indeed, that is true too.
Oh, that's truly beautiful.
Yes.
So talk to me about, have the murals been started already?
Yes, the majority of them have been started. In some cases, it is best for some persons to start in their studio and work, you know, because of the environmental factor with rain and weathering. You don't want to lose a few rain days, etc. So some of them will work, for example, on marine ply, which is a good sturdy material to last throughout the weathering, and they will transfer them to the institutions to finish. Some have it easily that you can, because the walls are primed, etc., that you can just start. Like in Irene's case, she's been out the gates really, really early, and she has started to, you know, start to implement the process. She's been using fish carved from styrofoam, working with her assistant, and using carrots. So they look really realistic. If you don't be careful, you will eat them because they're so real and well done. Imagine using such mediums and the creativity. It speaks to the creativity of our artists in terms of taking up the challenge, that it is really eye-opening to see how they can, and so to speak, we give them a kind of mystery basket of materials and how they can utilize these materials to come up with something so creative and wonderful, and to apply it in a form of a mural where something is really larger than life now and is really scaled up. It's not your everyday 20 by 24 canvas you're looking at. You're looking at a 8 foot, sometimes by 16 or even slightly larger space to work on. So there's Irene. We have there working along. She started the Enid Maxwell. She's blocked out the portrait, and she's also blocked in some of the buildings, etc., as she progressed along. And then she will finally add the applications of the found materials and objects, which we would have challenged them to do. So there she is showing me those carrots that I told you.
That you almost bit one?
I almost bit one. And Irene is very happy to work over there, as you can see. And the fish there as well from foam. You wouldn't believe that they're cut out from foam. So, you know, it's really a pleasure to see her working and applying these things in live, living action.
That's beautiful. What does it mean to you as visual arts officer to be able to install art within not only the schools, because the schools are representative of the wider community as well. They're made up of the little ones and then the parents who've been there, who engage in that environment, the teachers, etc. To be able to present art to them in a way that, you know, it carries forward, that we share with them these icons, and then that becomes iconic in and of itself because it's sharing more about these people who've done so much in Barbados and for their various communities.
Tisha, it feels so wonderful. It touches my heart. See the little ones, look in their eyes and see the excitement, and to also see how the institutions are run, to see the discipline that is instilled, to show that we're in really good hands as Barbadians generally speaking, because when your parents entrust the children to the schools, the principals, the teachers, all the staff, they take over, and the discipline is tremendous in terms of how the children respond, and you know, and how the staff manages it is really good to see that. From not working externally, because we would have done mural projects as well on the outside of Barbados, you know, in 2021, etc., where there are some murals, about 11 or so murals across the different parishes in Barbados. So we've started with that, and now we've decided to go into the educational institution. And we've been working wonderfully with Miss Norma Springer as well. She would have identified over now 206 or so murals at that time, but we are now adding to that. And there's also other private artists I see working around the island doing their own murals as well, from as far as Spikestown, I see, to other spaces in Barbados along University of the West Indies. So Barbados is becoming aesthetically beautified, but with a meaningful legacy benefits in the forms of murals that tell stories of Barbados, that helps us to tell us about our own identity and aesthetic. So it is really wonderful to see the activity and the vigor going on with creating such mural projects that are wholesome and positive for our people to benefit from going forward. So I like the fact that we get to work in the schools because it will be something meaningful for our future. in terms of education, etc.
Yeah, I so love that you've moved out into the community and we're seeing lots more of these murals and so on. I remember a time where, the directions to getting to St. Joseph, it was always the mural, turn right or go straight or turn left.
Fantastic
That
benchmark.
was the benchmark.
Yes.
By which we moved.
Christopher. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to be able to bring art to the community, I think it will uplift people in a different way. And sometimes we forget how talented our Barbadian people are. I know you mentioned about
Loads of
those fish,
talent.
and we saw the carrots and so on. But there's so many amazing visual artists all across the island.
Over 300.
This is giving them an opportunity to showcase their talents on another level.
And the idea with the NCF is we like to spread things around as well. We held a mural workshop last year. So, you have veterans like Neville Legal, Don Small, Omawali Stewart, veterans in the field, but we also like to also give opportunity to other emerging persons and other emerging artists to, try their hand at what it is to paint on a big scale, to paint monumental, and to get the opportunity to be more diverse, because then essentially you're building a cadre of people that can feed into these processes. Say, for example, should a big project come, say, for example, you win the lottery tomorrow, Tisha, and you would get the 3 million and decide you would spend it all in murals across Barbados, and you can employ all of our artists to paint something large and wonderful. It would be really a ready team to go.
Get out of my brain. If I won the lottery, that's exactly what I would do.
Really good.
Yeah, but this is a great initiative, especially in the 50th year. To be able to elevate the offering in this way makes a tremendous difference. How are the artists feeling about connecting with the various icons and the schools and making that connection? Because I know it's a whole lot more than just determining, okay, I'm going to go and start this mural. A lot of research and development has to go into it as well.
Yeah, we want to thank our NCF team, our research officer, Mr. Michelle Springer, for helping us, Chief Cultural Officer, Mrs. Andrew Wells, and the other officers as well for chipping in and, providing information. And the artists as well for going out there and doing even oral history interviews on some of the persons that we are working on. Like, for example, Miss Dawn Lisa Callender. She's been a good resource in terms of asking her questions about her father. And also other people. Yvonne MacDonald is also active in interviewing other persons regarding Eden Maxwell. So the good benefit is that we walk away with a rounded knowledge of these icons and a better sense of understanding in terms of Barbadian identity of what they would have built for us to carry forward. So I think the fact that we're doing this kind of research is also beneficial beyond even the execution of it. And I think it is wholesome and fulfilling to the development of the artists as well who have been chosen. And they have embraced it. They are very excited to work. I know for some it is really a monumental task to go through the logistics and all the other administrative things that they now see through our eyes that we have to go through to make things possible. And we all work together in tandem to ensure a holistic outcome, because this is the baby of the country and it is meaningful at national level what we are trying to achieve, because it is only positive for our people as Barbadians in terms of a sense of who we are, etc.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. Well said. Rodney Eiffel is Cultural Officer Visual Arts with the National Cultural Foundation. They're doing it big in the 50th year, knocking it out of the ballpark, literally, for the visual arts, going to the communities through the schools and celebrating 7 NIFCA icons under the theme NIFCA 50 Years of Excellence Remembered, celebrating our NIFCA icons, the Golden Seven. Thank you for making the trek down to CBC today. I know that we've been seeing you guys on screen for quite some time, but it truly is a real different vibe of feel to have you here. Yes. So welcome back.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time.
Happy Independence, Barbados.
All right. And happy Independence to you. You definitely have to get into that mode. I know you've heard that the Independence Parade is going to be at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex. Takes on a bit of a different look this time around because the troops are going to come out and march up Black Rock Main Road, and the PM will take the salute at Carlton Supermarket. We'll share more about all of that coming up with you a little bit later. But next, we're going to tell you about Dance Fest. Yes, it's back. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
4 minutes now after 7 o'clock. After a 5-year hiatus, Dance Fest is back. And we cannot wait to see the amazing dancers from all disciplines hit the stage at Copacabana on December 3rd. There's no one better to tell us all about what will be happening for Dance Fest this time around than Shari Pollard. She won the very first Dance Fest back in 2005. Good morning to you, Shari.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. Good to have you with us here.
Good to see you as well.
All right, let's start at the very beginning. Take me back to 2005. And when you heard about this Dance Fest, what were you thinking? Because I know dance is truly what you love, what you're passionate about, and you've been able to kind of continue to do it, throughout your life.
Yeah. Well, when I first heard about Dance Fest back in 2005, and I can't believe it's that long ago, but Dance Fest was something that came out where it was a little different from all the other competitions we had heard of before, which would have been the NIFCA, and there weren't a lot of other platforms that dancers had. And I love the fact that they were allowing us to kind of strip down dance and take it to its most organic form and take it and streamline it to the community-based aspect of it. So when we heard about Dance Fest, it was a group of us literally sitting down in my house, and we were saying, yeah, we got into Dance Fest though, because it wasn't your traditional dance group or whatever dance school you belong to. You wanted a community feel. So we had reached out to, and some of these people you'd be surprised, but it was Rennie Nelson, it was Justin King,
Nelly
it was Carlos Cobham, Justin Luke, Justin Ward, and Natalia, and we came together as a group called Rush because we put it together in a rush. And it was nice to think of Barbados in a different way. We wanted to bring the street dance and the urban dance, but we wanted to make it very Barbadian. So we remixed some of the Barbadian songs. The music was so important to us, and we emerged on top. And to see how Dance Fest developed over the years, how popular it became, to me, Dance Fest was the thing to go to. And I was sad when I saw it kind of die, so I'm very excited at the fact that it's back again.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you're back as assistant producer and technical director for Dance Fest, now aptly named The Rebirth and DJ Sound Clash.
Yeah, so we thought that The Rebirth was most fitting because it's really a rebirth of the festival. So when it stopped in 2008, our last winners were Multifarious, and then we moved on into having all these different things happening worldwide. They had COVID, they had the pandemic, and you slowly saw like dance and that community element start to die. I mean, COVID really killed off a lot of the socialization that was happening, and then now that we're looking back, and Mr. Prescott came and he said, we want to bring back Dance Fest in a new way, not just looking at independence, and that's why it's back in the independence period, but not just looking at independence, but looking at us becoming a republic and things that we want to really identify as Barbadiana, and we thought that Dance Fest is one of those. So bringing Dance Fest back at this time was so important to us, and that's why we're here again. We didn't obviously have the time to really make it into a competition, so this year is just a showcase, but it's preparing the audience for what is to come next year.
That's beautiful. And there's so many groups who practice. I mean, when you start to list off the names, it's amazing. What I loved about Dance Fest is because traditionally when we heard of dance, we didn't see these street dancers. And that seemingly wasn't included. Then, of course, I know back in 2005, the Jamaican influence was growing
heavy
in a really big way in terms of how they were dancing to their dance hall music. So to be able to see all of that on stage was empowering and engaging all in one.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about this showcase. I know that you're going to give a platform, literally and figuratively, for various community groups and different people performing different types of dance to showcase what they have to offer.
Yeah, so the idea of it is really getting that community base engaged again. So back then, and as you mentioned in 2015 or so, the hype was really around like styles like Pasa Pasa and stuff like that. So it was really interesting to see that some of these groups, as small as they may, a lot of them died off, and we're trying to create that resurgence and that passion about dance and those different styles again. So we had a quick zone finals this year where we reached out to communities and let them know what we were doing. So we've had entries from across the spectrum. So we do have urban dance in there, we have mime in there, we have the contemporary style, we have street styles, and we're bringing that all together. Of course, we can't leave out our folk and Caribbean folk, so we have landship and Barbadian stuff. But it's definitely trying to, again, color the full spectrum of what dance has to offer, and then really reach out to the communities and let them feel like no matter what your crew does, it is welcome in this platform, it's welcome on this stage. And then we're marrying that this year with, dance. The heartbeat of dance is music. So then having that DJ Sound Clash where we're looking again at the developmental side of it, and we're partnering some upcoming DJs, some DJs you've never heard of before, and we're pairing them with some mentors, the more established DJs on the radio stations, etc. And we're trying to bring them together for their chance to also showcase, because we can't think of another national arena where we've allowed DJs to showcase in that way as well. So this year for them is also a showcase, but by next year, we'll be having that as a full competition as well.
That's wonderful. Now, I see that you are technical director, and for people who are not that au fait with dance, I want you to lay out for us how important it is to be able to facilitate dancers in their own space with their own requirements. We've worked together at the community level on other projects that have incorporated dance, and that has really grown my appreciation for how technical it is to be able to create that space that really respects what the dancer brings to the table.
Yes. Dance has a lot of intricacies and a lot of requirements that a lot of the other genres of the arts have. So music, it may be as easy as like a plug and play and go, but as you would have seen and experienced with dance, there's so many different things that you have to be aware of, like your spacing, making sure the flooring is adequate for the dancers, avoiding obstacles on stage so you don't want them to get injured or hurt while they're performing their art. So a lot of these things have to come into play, and it's so interesting that you talked about that, because one of the things this year we wanted to do is give dance a fresh feel, and Copacabana is actually going to provide that for us. We're going out into the outdoors, into the ambience, under the stars, on the beach.
I love that.
I don't know if we've ever seen dance by the beach, by the sea.
In Barbados.
The sea. Nope. So having that and creating that relaxed family atmosphere where persons can bring their beach chairs, they can bring their beach chairs and their blankets, and they can come and they can sit down. We want family of all ages, so granny can come, children can come, and we just want to create that really wholesome and full family atmosphere so that everyone can come and appreciate the art form that I love so much and we all love. Dance is part of our social fabric. Dance is what communities know. You come to a little community dance. Back in the day when you used to see the ballroom styles and all of that emerge. So it's just bringing that resurgence again back to dance, hopefully regenerating that vigor so that people start to just organically start to dance again, and hopefully we build the community spirit from there.
Yeah, you can't be upset dancing. Yeah. Dance Fest back in the community, and I love that this year it's a showcase. It comes off on December 3rd, 6 o'clock at Copacabana. Is there a cover charge?
There is a very nominal fee. We wanted to make it very inclusive, so adults are $10 and children are $5. That way you can bring out your entire family, you can bring out your entire community, and you can come. The doors open from 5:30. The show is supposed to start at 6, so we need everybody to be there. I can mention some of the box offices for you, which are CS Pharmacy. We have First Safety Supplies at Sky Mall, Copacabana, which is our venue, and then all members of the Dance Fest community. And you can follow our social media platform to get those names for the dance community members so that you can also get your tickets through them. We're also going to be putting some in the schools, so you have no excuse not to get your ticket.
Oh, wonderful.
None.
Community Dance Fest is back with the rebirth and DJ Sound Clash in 2023. Thank you so much, Sharia. Congratulations for continuing to fly the flag for dance.
Thank you.
No matter what. Means a great deal. And to have you here as the winner of the very first Dance Fest back in 2005. I keep mentioning the year because, It reminds you. Not to date you, my friend.
How old I am. Thank you, Tisha. Thank you so much.
All right, so make sure you come out. It's going to be a fantastic event. We'll continue to tell you more here on Morning Barbados. Coming up, we have your health tip. So stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's time for the Morning Barbados Health Tip, brought to you by Glucerna. Bring on the day.
Today, we'd like to talk to you about membership to the Diabetes Foundation and how beneficial it can be to become a member. Now, all you have to do is sign up, and there are many benefits. Diabetes consultation, including nutrition recommendations, exercise suggestions, glucose monitoring, various blood tests, blood glucose, blood cholesterol, HbA1c, etc., conversation map, which is group diabetes education classes, the Barbados Diabetes Guide, a complete diabetes resource, and of course, monthly meetings with professionals. So make sure you inquire about how you can be a part of it. All brought to you with the compliments of Glucerna.
The Morning Barbados Health Tip was brought to you by Glucerna. Bring on the day.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Is mommy up here? Why are you holding your heart? What are you doing now, mommy? Why? Just fix this side here, there. Okay. You're good to go. Alexandra? You're Alexandra? This is QC.
No, oh,
Sabrina Howard, Cooperators General Insurance.
Robert? All right, next, please.
Nicole Brenner of Christchurch Foundation.
Again, go again.
Nicole Brenner of Christchurch Foundation.
Josh Ricardo of the Alexander School.
This is not the inaugural, this is the 6th year, right?
Yes, this is the 6th year.
Go again.
Josh Ricardo of the Alexander School.
Go again.
Josh Ricardo of the Alexander School.
That's good. Two. Okay. Everybody good? All right, everybody good.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Just about 20 minutes now after 7 o'clock, we have to say a resounding congratulations to the winners of the Cooperators General Insurance Secondary School Speak Off competition. You know that is near and dear to my heart as a former member of the National Youth Parliament. And of course, you know, I've worked with training a number of young people in that area for many, many years. So it's always great to see young people who are participating in this area. Joining us this morning to tell us a whole lot more, we have Sabrina Howard, who is Business Development and Marketing Officer with Cooperators General Insurance Company Limited. We're going to introduce you to the winners in just a little bit, but I want you to set the tone for what it means for cooperators to be able to give back in this way, highlight, salute young people. And this is your 6th year.
It is. Good morning, Tisha, and good morning to Barbados. So this competition actually started in 2015, and as many persons will know, Cooperators is famous for giving back, and especially giving back to the youth. So we thought it best to not only give back in a tangible way, but to find a way that can benefit the students. So we came up with the Speak Off competition, and our aim in coming up with the competition was to provide a source of development for the children, something that would enhance their public speaking abilities, build their confidence, and help them to be critical thinkers. So we started in 2015 and we ran for 5 years straight up until 2019. Then we had a break due to COVID and we're back in 2023 for our 6th program.
All right, all we have to do is to cue the John King I'm back song right
true.
there, and we would be good to go. So let me introduce you to the winners. Risian Alexander in top spot, winner of the Cooperators General Insurance Secondary School Speak Off competition. That's what we're introducing. So just say hey as we go down. There's Joshua Carter, who's joining us. Joshua is, of course, with the which school? Alexander School. Nicole Burnett, who is with Christchurch Foundation School, and Christchurch Foundation is showing out and showing up for this one because Jaden Backer is also with us. I'm going to start with you, Risian, the only young lady in the group. Talk to me about what intrigued you to get into this competition. First of all, was public speaking something you always loved doing?
Well, not specifically the public speaking, but I find anything creative in general I really enjoy. Writing, dramatization, dancing. I used to do a little bit of dancing, a little bit of acting, but I kind of stopped after COVID. So then seeing the email come to my phone asking people to sign up for a Speak Off competition, I knew that I had to take the chance. And my friend, the day after we got the email, my friend actually said, this is something you could do. And I was like, yes, it is.
Oh, that's wonderful. Pass the mic on to Joshua. Joshua, talk to me about what intrigued you about the competition and why you decided to enter.
Hi, first of all, good morning to Barbados. I'm not a stranger to oratorical competitions. My first oratorical competition was the Malta United Nations. My second one was the Barbados Tourism Youth Congress. And I just like to do it. If you know me, I love to talk. And I just turned it into a hobby of mine. I want to thank Miss Rudder. She's probably watching this morning, but she's my teacher that got me into this. And it may sound crazy, but she has truly changed my life, because I do not know what I would be doing if it was not for her. So I want to thank her, and I want to thank God. I want to thank my parents for pushing me, because there were times where I really think that I couldn't. But, my mom always encouraged me to, adapt to any situation that I'm in. So, yeah.
And there you are at a place in secondary school where you feel like you have made talking a hobby. You said that. you love doing it. And we have that in common. I'm not sure that I can call it a hobby. I get paid to do it. But, all going good stuff. What about you, Nikhil? You're representing for the Christchurch Foundation School. What intrigued you about public speaking?
Good morning. Firstly,
Good morning.
I wasn't first intrigued in the public speaking. I'm not a big fan of speaking in public. I'm more of a jokes man on the side.
Same thing. We know the jokes man is the man who is always making some comment in the back.
But I was alerted about this when I was trying to go home from school after chemistry. And Dr. Archer had pulled me to the side one more in the corridor and asked me if I will be interested in doing this speak out competition. At first I had said no, because I pick up some sexies privately, so I'm trying to pick up on those. But eventually I got in. I started to study to see my points, and with help with Dr. Archer and my parents and God, I was able to come to this position now to be able to speak right now.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, your schoolmate, Jaden Backer. What piqued your interest?
Good morning, Barbados.
Good morning.
Well, I am very interested in speaking in public. I like to use my hand, meet new people, and talk with them. And my teacher introduced me to the competition, telling me that she thought that I would be a good addition and a good value to this competition, because I know how to do impromptu speaking, how to just speak just like that without a paper or anything. So she told me that this would be very good for you, and I was not hesitant about it. I was very excited, especially with the prospect of meeting new students, and these are very good students. Ended up talking a lot, and it was just really good, and I had a lot of fun.
That's truly excellent, which means you would make a good continuity broadcaster, because that's what we're looking for when we put you out in the field and say, just talk. That's what it's all about. So congrats to all of you. Tell me about the various subjects that you explored. Since you have the mic, I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Joshua. What was the topic, and how did you go about researching it and ensuring that you would come out on top?
First of all, my topic was climate change, and my research was about bringing hope to climate change, because it has become a bit of a cliche that everyone is being so negative. So I shed a different light on it and talking about hope. And I researched from things about UN, and I researched about how there's certain organizations that instead of bringing, they have to bring eco-empathy and eco-compassion to something that has become repetitive almost. So yeah, that's how I researched it, and
then did a fantastic presentation. Yeah. I love that. You came out on top. Risian, talk to me about what you tackled for your presentation.
Well, I also did global warming, and I am a big geography girl. My geography teacher, she is extremely enthusiastic. She has so much knowledge on all things planet Earth, and global warming is actually a part of the syllabus. So as soon as I saw that as one of the options, I knew that was what I had to pick. Her excitement literally transferred to me in the classroom, and as I was writing my speech, I felt like I could hear her voice talking to me, telling me how to write this speech to emphasize how impactful global warming actually is on the Earth.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to get to Nikhil in a minute, but how long did it take you to do this research to be able to present your wonderful presentation?
Actually, not that long, because again, my teacher, she really did her job. I had so much information, Miss Patel, thank you, ma'am. So I just had to open my notebook, and then there's internet. Of course, she would send me a lot of articles that I had to sit down and go through, but I still managed to find information. It didn't take as long as I thought it would.
Oh,
it was
that's
mostly
beautiful.
just the practicing that took a lot of time.
Good stuff. Nikhil, what did it take for you to be able to, bring this level of presentation? Because there were quite a few participants, and we're going to talk to you shortly Sabrina about the entries. I think it was overwhelming. Like there were so many students. I wasn't sure they could fit into our studio because it was recorded here. But tell me, what did it take for you to present the particular topic that you shared?
Firstly, I did COVID-19 impacts on education. And as a school child, I understand fully firsthand what the impacts of COVID were. And as a man that was online and trying my best not to cheat, to be able to do the tests as well as I could, I understand how hard it was on the students. I understand the difficulties they went through, and the teachers as well, because to deal with the online programs such as Google Meet, Zoom, and Google Docs, etc. Those were challenging to learn at first. So I wanted to present on ways that Barbados could assist the students and the teachers in a way that we could benefit and move on in the future.
It was truly a steep learning curve, but you guys knocked it out of the ballpark. Jaden, talk to me about preparation.
Well, first of all, I chose the topic violence and today's youth, and I was very interested about this topic because as a youth being involved in violence in my past and coming to this country and I still see violence everywhere, I learned that it is something that that has been unaddressed. Well, it is something that needs to be addressed continually because it is a very it is a very important topic in our society. And a few weeks ago, the National Peace Program, members of it came and talked about how they are dealing with violence at the workshop that the Co-Operators General Insurance was holding. And I got very interested in it, knowing that some people are actually taking care of the youth in our society. And so I just wanted to shed some new light on it, talk about my own personal story and about how I managed to get out of violence. So yes, that's the procedure.
That's good. It's wonderful that you are at a place already that you feel comfortable to be able to share and show that there has been progression and movement. And that's what it's all about. I've seen passion in each of you as you talked about your various topics. So let's talk about that, the level of entries and so on. Sabrina, you knocked it out of the ballpark. The response has been overwhelming.
It definitely has. So we first reached out to the schools just as they went back into school, so which was the end of September. And it was hard. I mean, we had to be constantly calling, and I want to thank the secretaries especially because they would have heard my voice at least 4 times a week, calling to follow up to see if they were interested in participating. But at the end of it, we had 11 schools taking part, 20 students in total. So those 20 students went on to the semifinals, and from that 20, we were able to pick 10 finalists, which came from 7 schools. And from those 10 finalists, then we rewarded 4 top 4 winners.
That is truly beautiful. So congratulations to all of you. We are always happy to highlight the amazing work that our exceptional youth here in Barbados are doing. And y'all brought the trophies to show off, man. I love it. This is good stuff, bringing this pride back to your schools. And I love, too, that, you know, you are so into public speaking. I know that my boy, Nikel, says that he is just the jokester in the back, but, you know, I saw the passion in you in talking about, you know, the particular area that you went into. And that is important. It's really important to be able to present yourself. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff. And these, of course, are the trophies that they've walked away with. But this is not the end. I'm sure other people will be coming for you because they only represent 3 schools that have come out on top. 7 schools were in the competition. So, you know, we have work to do, people. Next year, we coming for Christchurch Foundation, Alexandra, and QC. It's more action. Yeah? With the compliments of Co-Operator General Insurance. Happy that you're back as well, and I know how much work you do in the community. Of course, it was recorded right here at our studios at CBC The Pine, and we're going to be bringing you the action on Independence Day. So make sure you look out for that. Again, thank you and congrats. Get to school early. No excuses. You cannot tell the head teacher, I am late, or I'm late because I was at CBC, okay? Maybe Alexandra. But Christchurch Foundation, you're close. QC, you're relatively close, so that all works out. Have a great day, guys. She's still calling me ma'am. Still calling me ma'am. Yeah. That's okay. All right. We're going to take another break here and come on back. Stay with us. It's Black Friday. Lots of deals and so on online. I don't know what's happening in Barbados, but maybe some deals as well. So make sure you plan for that too. We'll be right back after this. It's 26 minutes now before 8.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Want to catch up on the sports headlines and newsmakers of the week? Then catch Final Score on CBC TV8, Fridays at 8:30 p.m. and repeated Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Get in on the conversation on 228-5562 as we talk to the analysts and professionals in sports across Barbados. Fridays at 8:30 p.m. and repeated Tuesdays at 2 p.m. right here on CBC TV8.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
98.1 to 1 is more than a station.
We don't just play music, we keep you company, cheer you up, keep you informed and entertained. We are a vibe. What do you mean?
Every day we bring the party to you.
We are your #1 party station.
We love playing music for our listeners.
And we're committed to working with our clients and advertisers to make sure that you get the attention that you deserve.
98.1 The One. Celebrating 18 and still your #1 party station.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're now just days away from Sokogo's Gold 5, and we are giving you an opportunity right now to win a ticket. It's that simple. The COB Credit Union Sokogo's Gold 5, the Calypso Kings edition, comes off this November 29th at the Wyndham Grand Barbados Sam Lawrence Castle Resort and Spa. All right. So make sure that you keep on looking on because you will get that chance to win. All right? So go brush up on your trivia so that when I say, here's the question, then you will be ready. But we want to talk to you about something that came off just over a week ago, and we are still celebrating. We've had some of the winners who've come through to share with us. And of course, we gave you an opportunity here on Morning Barbados to meet all of the parish ambassadors and attendants and talk all about what they're doing in their various communities all across Barbados. Now, joining us to tell us more, we have Curleen Aline, who is Promotions Officer with the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. It's good to see you in the flesh. I've been saying that all morning long, but we've talked for countless hours, I dare say,
hours,
on the
Tisha. Good
phone,
morning.
in meetings, and never in person.
Actually,
not in
Nadia and
recent-
I were just commenting that we talk on the phone all the time, preparing for the others to come on the show, and I have never been. So this is my first time as Promotions Officer for the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat.
Oh, that's beautiful. Congratulations on a well-executed show.
Thank
you. I know a lot has gone into it. And in this year that's been designated as the Year of the Youth by Commonwealth, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment embarked on a bold initiative to really embrace youth in a big way this time around. And you even were able to incorporate that into the program in 2023. So time to review.
Yes, time to review. And also, I'm here to do three things mainly. I'm here to acknowledge some of our the winners from the Spirit of the Nation show. I'm here to say thank you to a number of people. And I'm also here to do a call of action because it's important that we continue. People think that Spirit of the Nation is the end of it for independence. It is not. With the CICS, we see independence as a concept and a spirit that lives within each of us. And that's why it continues in the parishes. The work continues with our the Parish Independence Committees. So when we start saying that we are talking independence, it doesn't finish on November 30th. Actually, our work at the CICS, the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat, will continue right through the year until the next Spirit of the Nation show, which is a culmination of all of the activities and the big showcase for the parish ambassadors.
Tell us how you feel about how the show went in 2023.
The show was fantastic. It wasn't my first show, but it was my first show as a staff member. So it was quite intense backstage. But seeing the young people blossom is the thing that is most important. Our youth in the communities and parishes, especially our parish ambassadors, they're from the ages of 18 to 30. So they are our primary youth that we are engaging with in this program. But the other youth that we have also been involved, that have been involved in the program, have been people at large in the communities, their children. On the night of the show, we had the youth MCs working along with the more seasoned MCs. I wouldn't say senior. Or as Jackie and Pearson were saying, the old fogies. No, we wouldn't say that. We are saying the more seasoned MCs because they have been in the business of delivering the show for many years now. And they came back to, in a sense, usher in a new crop of MCs. And they've been some of them have been part of the program that we have had at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment, the Youth MC program. And some of them have come up through the ranks of the Parish Ambassador program.
Oh, that's truly excellent and very exciting. There are a number of people who help to make shows like this possible.
Definitely.
It doesn't just happen overnight. I know it takes a lot of effort, and you do have a lot of partners who contribute.
Yes, we do. And a special thanks that we want to give this morning, especially to our PICs. The Parish Independence Committees have done a phenomenal job in getting the parishes engaged, in having the programs, run to time, having the ways in which they meet and greet people and maintain community, the essence of community. The St. Lucie, the winning team for the third time running, I think their formula is one that everyone is chasing.
It's a sauce.
It's a
St. Lucie sauce.
It's a sauce. It's an essence. It's just magnificent the way that they pull together as a team, and I think that's part of the winning formula. It takes a village to raise a child, and they work with their ambassadors. They've stayed the course with them, and the young people have stayed the course as well. We have some people who have to drop out of the program for one thing or another because of time constraints or other constraints, but we look at the way in which we can then engage a new crop of young people. So part of my thanks goes to them, and our sponsors, especially our sponsors, not so much for this program, but our title sponsor for the lighting ceremony, which is the start of everything independence for the month of November, that our title sponsor, Sagicor Life Inc., they've been with us for more than 20 years as sponsors, as title sponsors. But the sponsors of the program and the Spirit of the Nation show mainly come from a lot of the support that comes from the parish community efforts. And we also have to thank Bridgetown Duty Free because they outfitted our MCs, and also the Barbados Pure Company. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I'll get it back. They do the Barbados Pure water. They supplied water for the young people throughout the evening. So we had a phenomenal show. We had a very intense program leading up to the show, and the parish talent people. We also have to thank them. Dolene was a winner at the Parish Talent program, but she was also a winner on the evening of the show with her Bajan artifacts, all the old-time things that she brought on stage, the juking board and all those things in her poetry. We also had the boys from St. Thomas, who were the Parish Talent most impactful group. Dolene had won the most original, and the boys from St. Thomas did most impactful. So we also then had the top winner for that program, that Parish Talent program, was the Kibibi Greenwich, sorry. She was the one who sang The Clock, a song by Caroline Leacock.
All right, so congrats to all of the winners for the Spirit of the Nation
Definitely,
show 2023, but you also want to make sure that you get people in the frame of mind for 2024.
That's
so,
correct.
fresh out of the gates and ready to roll. So you're starting the recruitment all over again.
Yes, we are. The parish teams so far are working at the parish level. They are working right through until December. That's the end of their tenure. For most of them, some will be taking on the different roles and returning and taking on different roles. Some will be going on to do the parish level community activities in different ways. But we're calling for new people to come on board. We want people to be able to, say yes when they hear the call for our recruitment campaign. Parish ambassadors, we need to have a new crop of parish ambassadors for 2024. We have some people who have already applied, and we say thank you to them. We have some people who are who have said yes, they'll be resource people because they don't really have all the time to be full-time members of the parish independence committees. So we're going to be recruiting for 2024 in the coming weeks, leading up to the end of the year, because as we start the new year, we should be introducing our new ambassadors.
All right, that's beautiful. Of course, as time goes on, we're going to tell you how you can go ahead and apply to be a part of the program.
Yes.
And it truly is a year-long program that builds every single ambassador. I interviewed said that it has transformed them into a totally different, better person.
Mhm.
So congratulations to you, Curlin Aline, Promotions
you.
Officer acting with the Community Independence Celebration Secretariat in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment.
Just want to say
Congrats on the fantastic work you're doing.
Just want to say thank you too to the CBC, Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, because you have been our partners in bringing all of that we do to the public via telecast. So we want to say thank you too. And I know that people are looking out for Spirit of the Nation. Those of you who did not make it into the gymnasium, CBC will be carrying it sometime next week for Independence, I'm told. So look out for when that is happening as well.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. We're going to take another break and come back. When we come back, you have a chance to win big. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, it's time for you to win with the compliments of COB, the Eden Lodge Youth Charitable Trust, the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, 94.7 FM, and all of the other partners who are hosting the big COB Credit Union Soca Goes Gold 5 is coming off this November 29th. It's the day before the bank holiday. So, you know, that always works well. It's your chance to win. Here is your question. Now, Edwin won the crown in 1995. Name his other winning song. He won with Obadeli and something else. Obadeli Thompson, Obadeli champion, Obadeli Bajan, yeah. So that was song number 1. What was song number 2? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Those are the numbers you are calling for a chance to win a ticket to head on over to the Wyndham Grand Barbados Sam Lords Castle Resort and Spa as we celebrate our kings. Edwin, RPB, Serenader, Gabby, Classic, John King, Adrian Clark, Blood, I Web will all be there. And so can you if you can tell me the next song. Listen, we all know the next song. Good morning to you. Welcome to Morning Barbados.
Hi, good morning.
How are you and where are you calling us from?
I'm good. I'm calling from St. Peter.
St. Peter?
Yes, please.
Is it raining in St. Peter?
Pardon me?
Is it raining?
No.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a crazy question. Welcome to Morning Barbados and thanks for calling. Do you have the answer? What was the next song that Edwin won with in 1995?
A voice in my head?
There's a voice in your head? Yes, it was a voice in my head. And you know the rule here on Morning Barbados. When you call the name of a song, you have to raise it.
A voice in my head is to me. Oh, a voice in my head is talking to me.
Is it still talking right now? Congratulations. What's your name?
Leon.
Enjoy the show. It's going to be a wonderful show. And do not hang up. We have to take your information off here. But thanks for being a good sport. It was indeed a voice in my head, Edwin Yearwood.
It talks to me. Out with the problems. It tells me the road is long. It tells me we must be strong. Roll with the pain and strife. Today is the start of the rest of your life. Sing it. A voice in my head keep talking to me.
That's the one time that you can say a voice in your head says something and people don't think, are you? What's going on? Yeah, but that was a fantastic year for music. And I think it was kind of a fork in the road because there were so many people saying, you know, this is not a soca song. And people are still saying that, you know, so it was groundbreaking in that way. A voice in my head, the answer, telling you all about the COB Credit Union Soca Goes Gold 5, the Calypso Kings edition. So we're going to give you an opportunity to win again next week. So if you've not won a ticket, continue hanging in there. Now, talking about music and making inroads, our next guest is one of those people who was pivotal in building the entire entertainment landscape here in Barbados, along with some names that we cannot forget. You know, they were the people who made music possible. And I remember a time when you called this name and you had an event. It wasn't a matter of who was going to be there. It was going to be a matter of how you were going to get in. And I mean, they're still icons when it comes to music. I'm talking, of course, about Winston Beckles, who was a part of Square One. Was it the Magnificent Seven or the Fantastic Seven? Which was it? Magnificent. The Magnificent Seven. Good morning to you, Winston. Good to have you with us.
It's cool.
Yeah?
Good morning.
All right. Talk to me. You said the last time you were here was Stand home party where we did, of course, that wonderful Square One reunion. That was good stuff.
Beautiful.
Bringing back memories of the Magnificent Seven traveling the world and flying the Barbados flag. But now you're here because in April 2022, you launched an EP called A Twist of Winston B. Talk to us about the twist.
Well, the twist come to, when the coronavirus first started. I was going to Florida. So it didn't hit Barbados yet. So when I get to Florida now, I went to my stepmom. I was staying on West Palm Beach. I think that was somewhere close to Donald Trump residence. And when I get there, when I get in the airport, the police was like, well, you came here, where you come for? This virus is really bad. So I didn't think nothing. But when I get there, it gets worse, something here, 500 dead in America, and this amount of people die and things. So I would start getting a little scared and things. So I said, man, I locked down now, we gotta start writing some songs. So my stepmom, I come up with one of Corona first, like, go away, Corona. She was like, that song nice, we don't keep writing. But we were still going out and shopping and thinking I was frightened, and, I keep going, and then she keep on encouraging me. And the EP born from there then.
It truly made a difference. Talk to me about what the process has been like to be able to move from writing those songs at that time, because I know the type of frame of mind that people were in when COVID was happening, then to be able to bring the music to the general public.
It wasn't easy, but I keep going, and then I get locked on there for like nearly 6 months, because every time I call JetBlue, it's like, you're not flying, this body, you're not flying, and so I keep writing, and I keep, keeping phrases in my head and things. So when I come back home, then I decide to put everything to the studio and get it happen from there. But it wasn't easy.
It's wonderful that you're still making music. You have a new track out. Is it called Carmela?
Carmela, yeah.
Yeah, let's hear about Carmela.
Carmela is like, sometimes in relationships, it's be good, then the next time it's breakdown. So it's like this guy, he had this girl, and he went through a real bad period of time with her in the relationship, and then he was going through, his stress and different things, and he meet this nice girl, and she treat him like a mother, she talked to him like a sister, cooked for him like a brother, and the romance part was nice, so there
Carmela.
That's how Carmela.
And you also did a video to Carmela.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
The video come after the song done. I decided I want a video to it, because, videos is really carry songs good. So I decided to come up with some creative, nice things, and because I like to create things as always. And we start creating the video Carmela, and it went from there.
You've been making music for your whole life. What does it mean for you to be able to continue making music in this way?
I just love music. From the time I was young, I was always like, I had this dream, like when I first started learning to play drums. But I want to be big, I want to tour the whole world. And the dream come true at Square One, I can't believe I just had a dream from the time I was young, because by the way, my uncle was, the Mighty Five 4-foot.
Yes.
You're right, he was my
I
uncle.
didn't know 4-foot was your uncle.
Yeah, 4-foot was my uncle.
Good stuff.
And he started me, used to come to shows with him, and all he used to see is the drums. So I was like, man, I want to be a drummer. I started playing guitar, but I didn't like the guitar so much. So I just fall in love with the drums, and I decided if I do this thing, I want to do it big time. I want to travel the whole world. And it happened, so I landed Square One, and then it start from there. Our first tour was, I think with Matt Finger right after Untouchable time to New York. And from there it was going and going and going and never stopped.
Oh, that's beautiful stuff. And it's wonderful that you've continued writing and performing and all that fantastic stuff. So we're accustomed to seeing you with the drums, but there's a whole lot more to your music. And that, I would imagine, that's why it's called A Twist of Winston B.
Yeah, because from the time I was young, I like rock music. Always like American music. And when I get Square One, then it changed to the soca, but I always like jazz. I used to try home, listen to the jazz drummers, trying to practice. Always like jazz, still love jazz. Because I have some nice jazz songs on the same Twist of Instant Beat that I would like to play up on your station too. I don't think I'm playing, but I would like to play them.
Well, we'll make it happen, Winston.
Yeah. And,
Absolutely.
all of us, I was a rockhead. I was in a band years ago called MXR. You know, I think it was, I can't remember the year it was, but I was a rockhead at the time. So that's just around meet me at Richard Stout, and we go from there. But Twist of Instant Beat is an interesting EP.
All right, good stuff. We're going to play the music videos here on CBC TV and make sure you check it out. And of course, it will be wonderful to see you doing some live performances as well, Winston.
That's right.
All right, good stuff. Thanks for sharing with us. Thanks for coming through today. It's a fantastic Friday. Want to wish you a good weekend as well. And we are going to indeed share your music.
No problem.
Wasn't it good to catch up with Winston? Yeah, we're so accustomed to seeing Winston behind the drums that we often don't realize how talented some of our people are, multi-talented, doing a number of things. Now, the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, Nita Barrow Unit, presents the 29th Annual Caribbean Women Catalyst for Change Lecture in honor of the late Dame Nita Barrow, titled Caribbean Feminisms at the End of the World. We interviewed about it yesterday. It's going to be presented by Dr. Tonya Haynes. It comes off today at the Walcott Warner Theatre, the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination at the UWI campus, 7 o'clock this evening. Make sure you go on out to be a part of that. The St. Andrews Parish Independence Committee presents the annual 2020 Cricket Fiesta. That also comes off tonight, 7 o'clock at the Isolation Cavaliers ground at St. Andrew. And we also told you this week about Ramon Allen. He's a 41-year-old who is experiencing complications from chronic nephrological problems, and he's currently hospitalized. His family is tasked with raising funds to get him abroad again to get much needed medical intervention. And in an effort to raise funds, they have a GoFundMe page. It's up and running. And there's a family fun day that's coming off tomorrow, Saturday, November 25th, at the Dover Field in Christchurch. You should go on out and be a part of that. Also, the NCF presents the NIFCA Performing Arts Gala, Barabajan. It comes off Sunday, November 26th, at the Garfield Sobers Gymnasium at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, I will be at the Genealogy Marketplace at the Archives, and that's over at Black Rock. You should come on down. You can get a chance to win a free test to do your DNA test to find out all about your family, and that's all that's happening. I'll be there from 9 to 5 for the entire duration, working along with a team from the BTMI and, of course, the Archives Department. So that's it from us for today and for this week. Of course, all next week we are national colors as we get ready for our Independence and Republic celebrations. So on behalf of the entire crew, wear your smiles this weekend. Do something nice for somebody and come on back on Monday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.